Hey guys, Michael here from Stonks Gang. This is my Orcust deck profile, and I guess without extending it any longer, let's get into it. So our best normal summon of the deck is 3 Gearsu right now. This card will send any Orcust or World Legacy card from your deck to your graveyard, and also be able to generate a token on both players' sides of the field, which is level 1, which is perfect for Link Rebo, giving you instant access to Galatea as well as a Nightmare Engrave, which we play 3 of because you actually don't mind drawing this card, because you do play another card which helps you actually not make this a brick. I'll go over that later. But Nightmare, in case you don't know, basically says you can dump any Orcust. Well, first you target a card, then you can dump any Orcust card, and it gains attack equal to the level of that monster. Just a foolish burial for the deck, and the attack boost can actually matter in a few situations. 2 Symbol Skeleton. Symbol Skeleton is not only our main way of grinding out the opponent with cards in our graveyard, it's also one of our main forms of interruption with Dingirsu. I think that's really all I need to explain of Symbol Skeleton. It's very broken when paired with Babel. And the other card I was talking about was Brass Bombard. This card is absolutely busted, and I might want to play 3 of it. Basically, if you open this card in a Nightmare, you open basically Gearsu. So you basically almost play an extra 2 copies of Gearsu, almost. It's a bit more luck reliant, but I am thinking about bumping up to 3 for that reason. I guess our honorary Orcust cards, we do play 2 Wand. This card just revives any banished Orcust card, and if it's sent to the graveyard while you have it in hand, you can just special summon another one. So 3 pluses, I guess, are pretty cool. And I guess still an honorary Orcust card is the one Armanite. I don't know where my super rare went. It's somewhere, but basically send a dark monster when it's summoned, period. And we are playing another 3 normal summons. This can be any 3 normal summons of your choice. I just like Scrap Recycler because it's also a machine, and it dumps any machine to the deck. So it can sometimes be useful. But you should probably play like Greffer in this deck, I guess, if you want. Because we do play the Dangers. You play one of each of the good ones. If you could play any more, we would. 2 Moth, because free draws are cool, and Thunderbird to help force out back row. These guys are amazing extenders, and Gearsu plus extender lets you end on a very powerful board. Our bricks, we are on one of each of the Phantom Knight cards, and the boys, like to call them, Dark Magician and Red Eyes Black Dragon. We do play Dragoon in this deck. It's just a no-brainer not to play it. 3 Allure of Darkness and the 1 Orchestrated Return. So Allure is better than Return in my opinion because we play more darks than we do Orcust cards, so this is a lot more just versatile. And this is technically searchable. I only really use it like late game if I really need draws. You could play 2 of this maybe. It's very much up to you. I just think 3 and 1 is a good ratio. 1 called by, it's at 1. Once the Crossout Designator comes out, we would definitely play 3 of that. 1 Legacy Succession. This is just Monster Reborn. Monster Reborn. Foolish Burial just to dump any of our Orcust cards. Very good. Red Eyes Fusion, sadly the real brick of the deck, one of the only real bricks of the deck, minus like, I guess the Phantom Knights are a pretty big brick. And the reason why you play Orcust is Babel. This card just makes any of your cards quick effects, or of your Orcust cards quick effects, so Symbol Skeleton is absolutely busted for that reason. Our traps, we are on 2 Fogblade, the 1 Shade, and the 1 Crescendo. I am thinking about cutting Shade and the Succession whenever Crossout Designator comes out, or yeah, Crossout Designator. So we'll play 2 Designator and 1 Call by the Grave. Alright, onto the extra deck. We are on 1 copy of Link Rebo. This is just our standard combo. 1 Borg Blocker. Well, this is going to send any of our like Orcust cards from my hand to the grave. Run of our Phantom might say hand to grave. Can be useful. Verte for Dragoon. And our IP and her main target only being really Unicorn. We don't play that many other targets, also because I think just the 1 target's okay. We do play Rusty, because we play Orcust. Bomber, this card's very flexible. This is technically an IP target. It's very much up to you if you want to play this card. You could play like a Boral Sword instead, but instead of Boral Sword, I play Access Code. These cards can very much be cut for like a Boral Sword and like a Borload if you want to help out other Dragoons. That's just the generic links. I like 3 copies of Galatea. You can cut this down to 2 if you like. It's pretty flexible. I just think 3 is good. It kind of fixes the grind game problem for me. 1 long Gearsu to help out certain boards, and also put some resources back into deck. Double Ding and the 1 Dark Dragoon, which is basically our main boss monster, and the reason why I'm playing this deck right now, because Orcust is an amazing shell for Dragoon. I guess I will go over a very quick side deck. Don't take this side deck very seriously. It's just what I would run for my locals whenever it opens back up. 3 Cyclone, 3 Dark Ruler. Thank God this card got a common reprint. Just very nice to say no to your opponent's boards. That's the spells for the side deck. Our monsters want 1 Pankratops, double Lava Golem just to help out cancerous boards. Triple Token Collector because Infernoble can kind of still do things, but without Link Cross, it's a lot harder. But we can still like an Aurora Dawn. Token Collector will absolutely just stop their combos. And then triple Lancia for combo and dinosaurs, basically auto win against Dino. So that's the deck profile. I do think this deck has a lot more better options than I'm running. I just have to find them. You could play like Calico Crow as an extender, basically, which is whenever like you have a dark, I believe it just summons itself out. That is completely up to you. I just like this list a lot. I don't like going over 40. You could technically run the Sacred Beast little package. It's like that continuous spell that brings out the Dark Summoning Beast. It's not bad. It gets you a free Curious, but it is a lot of space in the deck, and at that point you might as well run 60. And we also don't play hand traps in the deck. I don't think it's that necessary for this deck to play hand traps, because if you're going second, any form of interruption is going to kill you anyways. But you very well could cut down like the extenders if you'd like to play hand traps. You could cut like an alert to play an extra hand trap. You could cut the shade to play hand traps. You could even cut the brass bombards and a world one if you want to play more hand traps. If you want to play a lot of hand traps, or cut the normal summons if you'd like. That is completely up to you. That's why I think Orcust is actually a very versatile deck than what it used to be, just Bomber Turbo when I started really liking it and playing it. But that's the deck profile. Let me know what you guys think. If you have other suggestions, leave them in the comments. Goodbye.